All right, chevre, b'si'ata dishmaya. With heavenly assistance, we're going to get into this Torah, b'ezat Hashem. We're going to be learning in the Darkecha on Chanukah. And we're going to have intention. We're going to learn the intentions of the mitzvah of Ner Chanukah. If you have a pen and paper, it wouldn't be a bad idea to take some notes, or to for sure review this class afterwards. We're going to get into some different ideas within this class connected to Chanukah and the process of what are we trying to do while doing this mitzvah. And it will connect to a follow-up class that will be given probably sometime later in the week of the actual intentions to have during the blessing L'Hadlik Ner Chanukah. When we actually make the bracha, what intentions are the Kabbalists telling us to have in our mind, and how does the Baal Shem Tov and his students say that we actually live them out and keep them. So, B'ezat Hashem, this is the introduction to get the energy of Chanukah and understand what's really going on when we come to light a Chanukiah. And then next time we learn, we're going to go into the actual Yichud, what's called Yichud HaNer and different things. B'ezat Hashem. Might be a private class.
I think the world needs it.
The world needs it?
Yeah.
Let's see. B'ezat Hashem. Tov. Ine yamim bayim, yamei Chanukah kedoshim. Holy days are coming. The holy days of Chanukah are upon us. And it's the first holiday that we have inside the days of the winter. I have an interesting thing that it says 30 days before something is an established time where that thing will already appear. Meaning 30 days before a holiday, that light is already starting to come down. Moshe Rabbeinu said this, that 30 days before a holiday, you already start to learn the halachot, you start to learn the laws. So to on Birkot HaShevach, on blessings of praise, when you see your friend, if you haven't seen your friend after 30 days, you say a blessing. If you didn't, nowadays we have phones and contact, but let's say you have a friend, you haven't seen him in 30 days, and you don't know what was up with him, you have no idea, you didn't speak to him, you had no idea what was going on in his life. Technically, when you see him, you can make a bracha, just for seeing his face. And what's the measure for that? What's the measure? 30 days. So too, 30 days before any chag, any holiday, there's already a sparkling, beginning first revelation of the lights of that holiday. And also 30 days after the holiday, that light still, so to say, is lingering in the air and still shining. And the light of Chanukah has already started once we finished Shmini Atzeret. The end of Sukkot, we have another holiday, right? Simchat Torah, Shmini Atzeret. Technically already there, the light of Chanukah started. You say, how could it be? We just said 30 days. It's a little bit more than 30 days, right? Shmini Atzeret was Kaf Bet Tishrei, 22nd of Tishrei. 2 days after that are still part of the lights of Shmini Atzeret, right? And they're what's called Isur Chag, right? In America, there's still another day of holiday. Outside of Israel, there's still another day added, and then one day after that is still the wrapping up of the whole holiday called Isur Chag. And the Arizal talks about this. So you see the light of Shmini Atzeret lights until Kaf Dalet Cheshvan, the 24th of Cheshvan. It ends, again, 22nd of Tishrei. The light extends for another day of Yom Tov Sheni in Chutz La'aretz, the second day of Yom Tov outside of Israel. Then you have Isur Hag. You're already now at the 24th of Tishrei. And then you have 30 days of the light of the holiday that you get into the 24th of Cheshvan. From 24th or 25th of Cheshvan, you already start 30 days to Chanukah. And the truth is, if we do the calculation this way, we see that the holidays of the calendar illuminate the whole entire year. And every single holiday is like, as soon as the light of one starts to end, the other one starts to pick up. If we really just think about the calendar quickly, we see that the holidays sometimes are very spread out. They're not exactly every 30 days you have a holiday. So how is it that this works? The light of Pesach continues all the way to Shavuot. Right? You have Pesach, Chol HaMoed, Shvi Shel Pesach, the 7th of Pesach. Then you have all of Sfirat HaOmer, which is connected. It already started within Pesach and it continues all the way to Shavuot. Right? So that's for sure a bridge that is direct. There's a holiday every single day from Pesach until Shavuot. Because Sfirat HaOmer is a mitzvah every single day. It's a holy day every single day. And then you have Isru Chag of Shavuot, which would become the 7th of Sivan. And that illuminates until the 7th of Tammuz. And in the 8th of Tammuz, we already start 30 days before Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av. And Tammuz, right, is always 29 days and not 30, so you're already hitting into Tisha B'Av. Tisha B'Av is called a Moed. It's called a holiday, even though we fast on it and it's a day of mourning. It's really called a Moed. It's meant to be a festive time. And that's the 9th of Av, which is already now very close. That light from the 9th until the 30th, or Rosh Chodesh Elul, the beginning of Elul, is already there. And Rosh Chodesh Elul is already 30 days before Rosh Hashanah. And then we're already back there to Rosh Hashanah. Less than 30 days later, you already have Yom Kippur and Sukkot. Then you get back to Shmini Atzeret, and we're already at this. The only gap you have is the Cheshvan gap. Really a big 30-day gap with actually nothing happening. Is from the end of Shmini Atzeret, after Isru Chag, 30 days until the 24th of Cheshvan, which there immediately, you're 30 days away from Chanukah. So the whole entire year is connected with these illuminating lights. We just have to understand it. Therefore, every single Jew has special, unique feelings that they have when they're coming towards a certain mitzvah, Pesach, whatever it is. Every mitzvah comes with its own light. And Chanukah, so too. Chanukah, the Rambam says, is mitzvah chaviva ad me'od. It's a very, very precious mitzvah, very precious mitzvah. Very dear. Chaviva, chabibi. Right? What does chabibi mean? My beloved, my dear. The Rambam says Chanukah is the most dear, the cutest mitzvah that we have, the most precious mitzvah that we have. Why do we feel that way so much? Because lighting the Chanukiah and in general, all of these holy days, there's a light coming down on our neshama of being close to Hashem, of Kirvat Elokim. The revelation, the true revelation of godliness in the world. And our souls, our neshama, is yearning and waiting and always longing to come close to Hashem and to receive from His light. And on these days of Chanukah, the unique light that we're dealing with is what's called the light of the Midah of Hod, the sphere of Hod. Hod is like a certain grace or inner radiant beauty that comes outward. And the most inner aspect of the work of Hod is to admit and be grateful. Admit and grateful in Hebrew is the same word, Hod. Hodaya, and the Hodot can be to say thank you, or to admit and recognize the inner truth. Why is that the same thing? Because if something happens to me externally, you give me a piece of food, or you give me money, or whatever it is, you help me do something. So I have to at least admit that you helped me. And then, with that, if I can admit that, I should be able to say, thank you. So it's the same exact word. So we want to admit the truth. And obviously the Greeks were against that. I have to understand it has to make sense externally, not the inner reality. And these days, specifically now when you come to light a Chanukiah, there's a light of light that comes down, and it allows us to admit and recognize that truth. So on Chanukah, the energy is the ability to have Hod Metukan. Hod Metukan means I'm able to lahakir ulohodot, to recognize and to be grateful. To what? To the inner reality that everything is just Hashem. Ve'enod milvado. And when a person recognizes she'enod milvado, he understands that there's nothing besides Hashem. So then he sees and he understands and he feels that all of his actions that he's doing Akol ze mikocho shel Hashem yitbarach. Everything is from the power of Hashem. V'chol mitziuto mitkayemet mi'oro yitbarach. My whole entire reality only exists from the light of Hashem. Sheshofea bo lahayoto v'letet lo koach lifol. Hashem is constantly bringing you light. That light allows you to go into the world, to do things, mitzvot, work, family, everything, whatever it is. Be'emet, the truth is, kol ha'moadim, all of the holidays, ba'ot kedei lachdir b'tocheno emet hayichud. They're all coming to give us one thing, emet hayichud, the truth of the oneness of Hashem. But every single mitzvah, ze ba be'gvan acher, be'signon acher, a different shade, a different type of way that it reveals that same truth that Hashem is one. Because a person's made up of many different parts. So we need the whole entire calendar to download these different lights into different aspects and facets of our life. Inside our nefesh of every single Jew. Some person is more attracted to this kind of things. Another person wants this kind. Everybody's in different. So therefore we need all of the holidays. And all of the holidays together is one idea. That together they will complete our emunah and our look in the world, our grasp of what the world is and what Avodat Hashem is and how we interact with godliness. That's it. They're all coming to help us do that. Mikrei Kodesh, it's holy times. So the light that comes down on Chanukah is again about Hod. It's about this idea of admitting the truth and seeing the truth. And we are getting the ability to be able to do that. That's what we have to have intention. And we're going to learn more. What does that mean to have intention? But we have to first understand. The idea of Chanukah is Hod. What does that mean? L'akir u'lodot. To recognize and admit the truth and to be grateful. V'kama ta'anug yesh le'neshama k'shi zocha l'argish elokut. How much delight does the soul get when it's able to taste a little bit of godliness? Be'emet pnimit be'ira. True inner clarity. It's the best thing. Till you feel that the whole entire world, and specifically you, are nullified, batel v'names, nullified and melting in front of the light of Hashem and Hashem's reality. And you feel that you're being re-included inside Hashem's lights with immense levels of love. You feel that everything's good, everything's complete good, and you feel this inner perfection and the inner perfection that there is in the whole entire creation. Because even though externally there's still lacks, there's still hardships, there's still all these problems in the world, you have to contemplate and meditate that before the creation, what was there? Just Hashem. Hashem never changes. And you were included in that light. So now where are you? In a different place? Separate reality? Hashem change? Are you where you're rooted? Did that change? It's still all it's still all perfect. It's still all Hashem. Hashem created a world where there's this matrix that we have to work through and see that truth within this truth. So yeah, we're here in a world filled with lacks. But really, Hashem is behind everything. And if Hashem is behind everything, that means it's for the good. That means I have to be grateful. Thank you, Hashem. I don't need to see it. The Greeks needed to see it. I just need to admit the truth. Hashem's here, it's good. That ability to be able to do that even is coming down on Chanukah. And you have to have that in your mind while you're coming to light the Chanukiah. How do you prepare for the lighting? Anything that you want to attain in your life, any light, any spirituality that you're trying to download in your life, if you really, really want it, first you have to yearn towards it. Ani rotze liot kadosh, ani rotze liot tov. I want to be holy, I want to be good. You have to want it and yearn towards it. Therefore, before you even come to light the Chanukiah, when you're preparing the candles and you're setting it all up, whether you put it on your table, your window, the floor, and your door, wherever you put it, all of the different preparations that go up into the mitzvah, you have to contemplate, Kamani wotzei kirvat Hashem. How much do I want to be close to Hashem? How badly would I do? What would I pay? What could I give to be close to Hashem, to feel close to Hashem? Kama kashe li ma'yetzer hara, how hard is it for me to deal with my yetzer hara שמבלבל אותי, that's confusing me all the time. מכניס בי מחשבות של גאווה, של ספק, של עצבות, של בלבול. It's always putting into me these thoughts of doubt, of confusion, of pride, of depression. ומתוך ההבנה בגודל קושי מצבו וחוזק המלחמה, ישתוקק ויבקש מהשם יתברך בלב בפה שיאיר לנו את אורו. From such an understanding of my problem and what I'm going through and how much I lack, the gravity, the intensity of the war that I'm in, from that place I will yearn and ask from Hashem with a full mouth and a full heart that are unified. They're not saying two different separate things. I really want it internally and I'm going to act on it. My mouth represents my actions. I'm going to do something about it. Not only that I want it, I'm going to do something about it. And I'm asking you, Hashem, please send your light down. Illuminate my soul. Send light down for me. And that will merit Bezat Hashem by way of the koach of Ner Chanukah, the light of the Chanukah. Hashem will give us the light that we need inside of our soul to get out of the darkness. To merit to live a true life. Chaim shel emunah, chaim shel or. A light of emunah, a light of faith, a light of light. And this is the times of tefillot. When we come, we have to pray. And when we come to prepare the wicks, there's also tefillot. There's prayers that you can say. And if you don't want to say the set of prayers that are written there, so say a prayer from your heart. And you scream out to Hashem from the depths of your heart, Shelach orecha v'amitecha hema yanchuni. Send me your light. Send me your truth. That's what's going to guide me. That's what's going to console me. That's what's going to make me feel better. I want you. I want you. So you're preparing the ptil. The ptil is the wick. It's the word ptil. Ptil is tefillah, is prayer. Before you can light that wick, you have to prepare it, you have to make it, and you have to put it inside. If you're lighting from Walgreens or CVS Chanukah, you can't really do this so much. But if you get nice olive oil, you put the oil inside, that's its own intention. But first you have to prepare the wicks, and the wicks are the prayer. Tefillah, ptil, same word. So when you're preparing that wick, and you want to bend it a little bit, because we also bend down in prayer to Hashem. You can't pray with your chest up, Hashem give me. It's not about that. You come with humility, like a wick, you bend it over, and you're preparing it, and while you're preparing it, you let out a prayer.
Does that mean that don't have good posture when you pray? Or mentally just bend down, or actually physically?
Good posture and puffing your chest up is not the same thing.
I understand.
So, posture is also...
Okay, no, but just being...
Puffing your chest is not good posture.
Okay, I agree.
But no, a person should have an amount of shiflut, of their head should be a little bit... It says, how should a person pray? It's written in halacha. Your eyes should be on the ground and your heart should be to the heavens. Not your chest, your heart. Your heart doesn't have anything.
Okay,
meaning, if your eyes are down, what does that mean your head is doing?
Okay,
that doesn't mean you have to be bent over.
Yeah, but just...
But lechatchila, you're standing in front of the king. How could you even look at his face? A little understanding that I'm standing in front of the king, I would be embarrassed. Most of the times we can't even look at the people when they're looking at us in our eyes and telling us something. God? So there should be a little bit of humility, and that's why prayer, that's the one time in our prayer, in our day that we bow down in prayer. Why in our Torah learning we're not told to bow down? There we already don't know. But when we come to talk to God, so sometimes we say, you need to give me this, you need to... No, bow down. Bow down. We have to understand that Hashem is the only person that has power. Mamash, there's no one else in the world, no one else at all. Nothing in the world has power like Hashem. Anything that's done in this world is only done by way of Hashem. And that's what your soul wants more than anything. Wants that clarity, wants that truth, knows it and wants it. Tzama nafshi le'elohim le'elhai. Matai yavo ve'ere b'nei Elohim. You say this in Tikkun HaKlal, you say this in Tehillim. Tzama. I'm thirsty. Thirsty for a living God. When will I come to see the face of Hashem? David HaMelech wrote it outright. O pnei melech chaim. the light, the shining countenance of a living king. When am I going to see it? So that's the preparation, getting into it, preparing the wicks. The oil also represents shemen, which is chokhmah, which is wisdom, to see godliness in everything and to be nullified to Hashem. And adlaka, then we get to lighting. We want to bring the light into our heart. When you come to do the actual practical mitzvah, say the blessing and ignite the flame of the Chanukah. Your intention should be to take that light of Hashem and to ignite your own soul. You're making a blessing. La'adlik ner Chanukah. You're going to take your fire and put it on that wick. What are you really setting on fire? Your own soul. Meaning you have to think and you have to feel. Ine Adonai nitzav alav. Hashem is here present, standing on top of me. To feel it with complete, clear emunah. She'en od milvado yitbarach klal. There's nothing besides Hashem at all. V'lehodod b'chol libo. To admit and to be grateful with all of your heart. Ala emet ha'borah zot. About this abundantly clear truth, until you're able and successful in feeling that all of the individual details that are happening in the world, every fine detail, every small thing in the world that seems mundane, holy, important or not, anything that's happening in the world, anything that's happening to me in this world, it's all Hashem Himself. It's all from Hashem. And you remember the Or Ein Sof, that was before the creation, the infinite light of pre-creation, that it's currently present without any change. Nothing ever changed. The fact that Hashem created the world does not mean that His light changed in any way. There was layers allowing us to tap into it. Hashem's light is the same exact light it was before He created this world. And it's here. And from that recognition, that light is illuminating my world right now, and that there's Enod Milvado. When I come to light the flame on the wick, I contemplate on it and I feel it more and more and more and more until I'm able to nullify myself in front of Hashem, to reach the level of bitul where I am not here. From such feeling that Hashem is everything, that I don't exist anymore. I'm back inside my light, my original source light, which is Hashem. דהיינו שיצליח להרגיש לפחות במשך כמה רגעים שאין כלום חוץ מאור השם יתברך. To feel even for a few minutes that there's nothing besides the light of Hashem. And that's why it's never about any mitzvah that you do, any halacha that you have, it's never about buchta shakol niyab dvar. Buchta shekadisham tzatav ligner Chanukah. You light it, you look at it, you take a picture for Instagram, and you go do something else. Greek. No, take your time, feel, meditate. Those words are meant to do something to you. Okay, so it's very important to say the mitzvah, to say the words, to say the bracha, and to do the mitzvah. But that's the external way to get into this. This is what's meant to be going on. Okay, so not everybody knows about this. But now that you heard it, you have 8 days where, God forbid, you rush any of this. Feel it. Take your time, especially when you light, to sit there for 30 minutes, not to move. My whole entire reality is just the light of Hashem that's illuminating through me right now. Ve'eni klum mitzad atzmi. Me, myself, separate from Hashem, I'm nothing. Ki bezman adlakat haner, the time of lighting that candle, a person merits to light his neshama. That's what's going on really. Darkecha v'litalot, to purify themselves, to ascend, to go higher and higher. Everyone according to their own level, according to what they've already achieved so far in their own life. Your soul feels the reality of the Creator and His oneness, and it starts to illuminate this truth, this amazing light of truth, the light of Hashem. And there's a power inside these lights of Chanukah to drill this emunah deeper and deeper and deeper into your heart and to set your heart on fire. A deep understanding, she'en od milvado klal. That's what those candles can do. To get it deep inside the hardest points, and this recognition is the true purpose of the whole entire creation. that from all of this mess and all of this balagan and all of this chaos that we have in our world, to come back to Enod Milvado. And specifically, that's exactly what it means when we say that the Jewish people were chosen. Chosen for what? Chosen to live this reality that no matter what's going on to you, a Holocaust or 70 years of beating up every nation that comes around you, no matter what, it's all Hashem. It's all Hashem. No matter what you're experiencing, the biggest ups or the lowest downs, it's all Hashem. Our people are plastered everywhere, talked about more than any other nation. If we build a house here, it's front page news. Right? Someone picks up a stone in this country, it can start a World War III. Why? Because everything's about Hashem. Everything matters. Yes, a house in Israel matters. It's not just a house in Iowa. Here it matters. So we have to contemplate this. When a person merits to nullify themselves in front of Hashem, and merits to feel like a tool for Hashem's light, be a tool, right? How do you want to reach Bitul? Be a tool. Be a tool for Hashem. Let Him use you. To feel how everything is re-included inside the light of Hashem, and you understand that that's the only truth there is in the world, that there's a creator, and that's the only thing that really exists, then your life is a true life. It's a life of ta'anug, of pleasure. And the more you go into this, the more you try to understand it and nullify yourself into this reality, to erase the physical reality that you're experiencing, that you see with your eyes of flesh, to erase it, to understand that it's just a garment, it's just covering up everything. Then you're able to go inside and to see who's hidden behind all of those garments. What's behind everything we're seeing here in this world? To remove the klipa that's on top of everything in this world. And then your life becomes Gan Eden. And you're enjoying the radiant light of the Shekhinah no matter where you are. This is the idea of Bitul. I'm saying it now for the first time in public. I am going to be doing a course very soon, and the topic is Bitul. I've been playing around, making, here and there that we're going to do a course. I'm telling you out right now, that's it, it's out. Bitul will be the name of the next course that we're doing. I don't know if the name, but that's the topic. Also, it lines up beautifully. The month we're in right now, Kislev, is all about bitachon. It's all about trusting in Hashem. Right? The Chashmonim had to go out, 5,000 soldiers, and fight the biggest empire, Greek army in the world. And they did it. Full bitachon, that I'm doing the right thing. Nothing adds up on face value. Nothing in this world made sense that they were going to win that war. And they went out and they fought. So Kislev is the month of bitachon. Bet, tet, bitachon. The month after, Tevet, which is also Bet Tet, is the month of Bitul, month of nullification to Hashem. Exactly what we're talking about here, where I'm able to erase my reality, and there's levels to it, until I'm re-included inside the light of Hashem, and I don't feel separate. And all the light that's coming through me is just radiating the light of Hashem, and I'm just a tool for Hashem. So Mizat Hashem, keep your eyes open for a course on that, starting most likely after Chanukah, Mizat Hashem. So you lit. What did we say so far? The preparation before is prayers. That if I really want to become holy, if I really want to see Enod Milvado, so I have to pray for that. I have to want it. I have to speak it, and I have to feel it. I want it. I want it to be my reality. Then I prepare the wicks. That's part of that tefillah, that prayer of the preparation. Fill up the oil. And then when I come to actually light, I'm lighting my own neshama. I'm lighting my own neshama on with that reality, with that fire, and I want that flame to go deep down into my heart as possible. That's what I'm doing. After I light, I want to download the light into the deepest details of my life. To be conscious of it, to know that I'm lighting my soul. Great. I lit a flame, and there's still a lot of darkness. Now I have to take that flame and go into dikat chametz, go check for all the chametz that I have in my house. After we light the candles, you have to look at the light of the Chanukah, this pure light, and you have to contemplate more and more and more. And if you don't know what the word contemplate means, it means to meditate, to think in deep contemplation, meaning focusing on one thing, and from that building other understandings. That if this is the truth, that Hashem is everything, So where else can I see that in my life? Where do I need to connect the dots now, right? Bina is to build. Itbonenut, the work of itbonenut, of contemplation, is extremely important. To contemplate on a certain thing, and from that to understand and to start to build more structures. So if God is really buying everything, and there's ein od milvado, so why did I shout at that person? Why do I have a problem with that person? Why do I see bad over there? Why did I steal over there? How did that all happen if it's really ein od milvado? So while I'm sitting in front of the Chanukah, now's the time to take that light and to bring it into all of the finer details. My anger, my lusts, my downfalls, my successes. Give Hashem the credit and not myself. Shine the light of truth, of gratitude, of recognition of the inner truth, not what I see with the flesh outside. And you take upon yourself that practically, I'm going to reach another level of Dveikut with Hashem. Practically, I'm going to live in a much stronger relationship. I want from this chag, from this lighting, I want to leave much better. I want to feel Hashem in more areas of my life. I want to know that Hashem is the one that's doing everything, not me. I want to live with that consciousness that I don't have the ability to do anything. I'm limited. I can try. Who's actually doing it? Really, it's Hashem. I'm the puppet. He's the hand. The little kids think that the puppet is the main show. Right? The mature people know that there's a hand inside there. So you have to contemplate this more and more and more. Benachad, benoam, calmly, tranquilly, to take your time, to sit there in front of the candles. What do you want to look at? You want to look at the flame that's coming above the candle, right? That you want to look at the flame. That's the main thing that you want to look at. To feel, make sure not to use it, make sure not to come too close to it, to feel light, to start to put your hands and feel the light of it. That's completely forbidden. You are not allowed to use the candles for any purpose at all. Lihotam bilvad. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But you cannot put your hands to heat up. You can't read it with the sidur next to it. None of that. That's why we have the shamash there. It's a little bit higher. But even that, really, there's many teachings saying that the shamash is extremely holy and also can't be used. So, use another light. Put the lights on. Use a lamp. Use your phone. Do not bring anything close to the Chanukah. To not use it, chas v'chalila, that would be breaking Allah. We don't want to do it.
Can you look at it and enjoy it in meditation?
I'm telling you to do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
looking and using are not the same thing.
Okay.
Right? So you want to feel in your midst the light of Hashem that is radiating on you, that is shining on you. Because these holiday lights, these Nerot Chanukah, they're a hint to godly light. That Am Yisrael, we need this light in order to illuminate our souls. And this light of Chanukah arouses inside the souls of Israel immense yearning and longing, immense learning to our root, to the light of the Ein Sof, the infinite light that was pre-creation, pre-limitation, pre-constrictions. Just seeing the Chanukah makes us want to go back. Maybe that's why the Rambam says it's so chaviv. Mitzvah chavivad me'od. It's such an endeared mitzvah. Maybe that's it, the whole idea that it takes us back to yearning to be connected to that light of before creation, before there was any problems. And these lights have the ability to make us change how we look at this world, until we're able to see godliness in everything that we're going through. And not just to see the external reality. To see Hashem, not to see the person that annoyed me. It wasn't the person that annoyed me. Hashem sent a person to come say things to me right now. Who was it? It was the person. The dog attacks the messenger. The dog wants to attack the postman, right? It's not him. What does he have to do with it? We have to understand there was someone that sent the postman. There was someone that sent it. So we have the ability also to change how we look in the world and to see Hashem's hand in everything and not the other things, not externalities. No matter what happens to us, every single one, according to the things that they're going through in their life, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, no matter what you're going through, you want to intensify the passion in your heart, that flame inside of your heart. I want to live this truth. Ein od milvado. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see in my world. And even anything that other people do to me, I'm going to remember the truth. They're just shlichim. They're just messengers. Everything is really just for the good. And then I'll be able to be grateful and praise Hashem on anything that happens to me. So too, we want to take this light down, that it will be able to make my midot act. Last time we talked about the cycle of the holidays throughout the year. And we said that there's levels of intellect, there's levels of emotions, and then there's emotions that cause us to act. So too, here. All of my jealousy, my competition, my need for honor, respect, all these different things. Where's the light of Hashem in those places? I want to feel the light of Hashem so strongly till everything is nullified in front of Hashem, and I feel just joy and tranquility being included back inside my Father in heaven that is always with me, and nothing's lacking. This is what the Chanukah lights are shining off. This is the message of the Chanukiah. And Chazal told us we're meant to sit in front of it for 30 minutes to soak up this light and to drill it, that everything, drill it deeper and deeper into my mind, my heart, my actions, everything I'm going through. It's all the oneness of Hashem. There is no such thing as nature. There is no happenstance. There is no coincidence. It's all HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's only Hashem. The candle is just a kli. It's just a tool. It's just a mashal. It's a metaphor, right? To a much more spiritual light, that is the light of true unity, true complete unity. And you have to look at these candles and to see them and to have intention that from the power of what it represents, I'm drawing inside of me that light to be able to reveal godliness in everything that I'm going through and everything that I experience. Practically, there's two things we have to do when we're looking at the Chanukah. First thing is, I have to nullify all of creation. I have to know everything is Hashem. Nothing exists separate from Hashem Yitbarach. I have to get to a point of realizing Hashem is behind everything. You also have to nullify yourself in front of Hashem. And me, myself, not just that the world and its problems. Me, I can't even do anything. I don't even exist separate from Hashem. My root is back inside the light of Hashem with immense misirut nefesh, meaning all of my desires I put on the side. And right now I'm going to reach a point where nothing's holding me back from reaching the point where I really am rooted, which is Hashem. Anything that's me would be separate, would be multiplicity, would be two, which is not the truth. That only means more distance, and I don't want to be far from Hashem. I want to be back with Hashem like this, included to the point that it's not me inside Hashem, it's just Hashem. There is nothing here, there is no light here besides the light of Hashem. And from that, I want to nullify my attachment and my pull to this world and to the mindsets of this world, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all the different things of how we twist this world to be more than what it actually is. Whether it's our fears, our successes, our pride, our low self-esteem, high self-esteem, whatever it is. Once I realize that the world is nullified, I'm nullified, it's much better to be in the light of Hashem than it is to be separate from it. Love is much better than competition and jealousy and lack and pride. And to understand that everything is just sparks of Hashem. All it is just the light of Hashem. And from that I go into illuminating my soul with the light of Hashem. B'ta'anug nifla, this feels great. It's an immense, immense, immense pleasure and delight that comes over a person to see how everything is just an expression and a revelation of the light of Hashem. And this is when we get to the halacha of lirotam velo lishtamesh b'hem, to see them and to not use them. So halacha, we have to know this. We have to only look at these lights. We're not allowed to use them. Meaning, we're not allowed to say, since Hashem's doing everything really, Einod milvado, there's nothing besides Hashem, so then I don't need to do anything. I'll just sit back and let Him do everything. That's what it means to use them. That's an immensely, immensely, immensely horrible mistake. Horrible mistake to leave this class with, or to leave anything in Torah or the realm of Bitul with the understanding of, if everything's nullified to Hashem, I might as well just sit back and let Him do it all. Because the will of Hashem is that we will act, we will do everything that He commanded us to do in His holy Torah. Mamash, we have to see it, I'm going to do everything. But I have to do everything from an understanding and from a feeling that deep down inside, I'm just seeing it. Hashem's the one that's doing it. I'm only allowed to look, not to use it. The light of Hashem, there is no me to use it. I'm the tool. A tool gets used, he doesn't use. A hammer never did anything in its life. It was used to do something. We want to be the hammer. We want to be in the hand of Hashem for Him to use us however He sees fit. Not that we feel that we're the one taking Hashem's light to do something in the world. To see the light and not to use it. In that way, a person now, he does his actions from a place of joy, from a place of a desire to do the will of Hashem. But he does it with inner tranquility, with this inner calmness of, it's not me that's doing it. Fail, succeed. I'm going to put my all into it, and Hashem is the one that's doing it. Everything's from Hashem. Everything is just the light of Hashem. So to wrap up this idea, on Chanukah there's a revelation of a yichud, of the oneness of Hashem. Like on every other holiday, but every holiday has its own unique light. The unique light of Chanukah is the light of Hod. That means the ability to see the truth, admit the truth, and be grateful to the truth. And what's the truth? Enod milvado. There's nothing besides Hashem in the world. There's nothing at all in this reality that is separate from Hashem. And I have to yearn for that. I want that. I want to receive it. I want to achieve that. That's the thoughts I have before I even come to light the Chanukah. From now already, I want this light. I want to be able to live a life of truth, the inner truth. And then I prepare my wicks. Preparing the wicks, ptil is the word tefillah, right? Ha-ptil, the wick is the word ha-tefillah, the prayer. And like a wick needs to be like a person in prayer, bent over. And there we pour out more prayers. And if you don't read the prayers that are in the Siddur, use your own to yearn to Hashem that I want to feel you, I want to see you, I want to think you, I want to speak you. I want to do everything in a way of alignment to you. And then you start to light the Chanukah with the blessing. You say the bracha, lahadlik ner Chanukah, to ignite my soul with this light of Chanukah. My soul. And you go and you light it, and then you sit back for at least 30 minutes, and you just look. And what are you looking at? The light that it really is. It is all Hashem. And you take that light that you can see, and while you're looking at the candles, you try to nullify the world. You try to nullify yourself. And if you've nullified the world in yourself, then why are you still yearning for this world? You nullify that too. And all of your attachment to this world, and all of the attachment to nature, and seeing things in such a nature-set way. And hopefully by then you start to ascend, to be re-included inside the light of Hashem, where nothing is limited. Nothing has been limited by the defines of creation, of the limitations of what this world has to keep in order to be sustained. And you're able to ascend to a much more beautiful place that is free of all of the darkness of ego, pride, multiplicity, distance, differences, to be re-included in a place of love. And then you make a decision that you want to live your life with that. You want to live your life this way. I want to live this way. I want to step away from this Chanukah and see everything in milvado. I see something in the street I don't like, I see Hashem there, not something that I don't like. And in the beginning, it's going to be something that, okay, I need to translate. Now that I'm aware of it, every time I see something I don't like, I do this translation process in my brain. I didn't like that physically, but really I know Hashem is behind it, and now I'm going to calm down and continue my day. And the more you do that, after a while, your first nature is to see Hashem and not to have to fight it. In different facets of life, everyone according to what they're going through, and everybody each in their own way. This is Chanukah. This is Chanukah. We're coming to set our soul on fire with the realization that there's nothing besides Hashem. That's it. It can't be done quickly. There's no way you light that candle, especially not if you're using those little box wax candles that by the time you're on the fourth night, they all melt each other. It doesn't even last 30 minutes, right? You have to light it, appreciate it, yearn for it before you even do it. Say the blessing with all of your intention. Light it, and while you're putting it there, make sure the halacha says you have to put the flame on the wick, and you're not allowed to move until the flame is set by itself. Meaning you too, after you've already got it lit, sit down there and light your own flame inside, and don't move until it's lit. Sit there and nullify yourself, and bring down this godliness in a stage of kedem, in a purified face. This is pnei menorah. This is the intention. to get eyesight, hearing, speech, sense of smell, touch, everything that just screams Enod Milvado. Not this world, not negativity, not separation. Godliness in every single facet, B'ezrat Hashem.